This screen reminds me of Blade Runner, Vimiska? Oh my gosh. That's great. Would you believe we've taken inspiration from Blade Runner? You probably can believe that, actually. Especially if you're familiar with Everspace 1. Maybe even saw the references to Blade Runner. Good stuff. Guys, we're going to be getting started here very momentarily. I'm just wrapping up some last minute items. Like a text from my mother. We'll be off and away. You know, I think we've got everything taken care of. We're going to start the stream approximately 30 seconds early today, and it's going to not have the transition because I forgot to warm it up. So don't worry about this. Great. Oh no, it was perfect. It did the transition. Beautiful, excellent, wonderful, just as we intended it to. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Rockfish Games stream of EVERSPACE 2. I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to all of you who continue to come back and watch the streams. It's always a pleasure to see you once again. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces out there. For anyone who's new to these live streams, this is the space where we, the developers of EVERSPACE 2, interact with you, the individuals who, you know, make us be able to do our jobs. So thank you for your support. Thank you for all of the questions in advance, because it's through this line of communication that helps you guys keep us honest and allows us to show that we really value integrity. So it's good stuff. So thank you so much for being here. We have got just a little bit planned for you today. We are diving into our run from last week. So if you weren't here, we're just doing some side quests at this point. Those with a very keen eye might notice that we haven't updated our builds by much. I did have a different version I was gonna show you today with just a couple little tweaks and UI adjustments, like the one that I talked about last week. Has a couple other issues, so I can't quite show it to you yet. So, but don't let that deter you. We still have some concept art that we want to show you today. I know that a lot of people are really excited about the gunship and the wings that we are offering it. So we're gonna have a look at the Scout and show you a little bit of those plans and how that's gonna move forward, okay? Cool. So I think actually we need to go to our stream save. So you might even just see right here where there's specifically named save files. This has been something that's been requested a number of times. This will make it into the next update, into the July update, the summer update. Wait, Michael, have we said that it's in July? Oh snap, I hope we've said that publicly. Oh gosh, I'm pretty sure that we did. I think that's fine. That awkward moment when you're trying to do your work and your boss is looking at you going, damn it, child. I think we have though. Hang on a sec. I'm not crazy, right? Like we've said that. Anyway, I'm just gonna load this. It's scheduled for July, all right, folks? That's what I mean to say. You know what threw me off? It's that I had a conversation with somebody in the Discord who was asking about what month it was gonna lay down, and so then I gave that generic, I have to be careful in responding to this thing, and now I just straight up told you. Also, we're starting the game off with a crash. That's delightful. That's always fun. As you know, you are seeing the latest and greatest stuff that we've been working on, and that also means all of the errors and bugs that come with it. So sometimes this little tidbit is gonna happen. The irony is that I did roll back a version of our dev build so that I didn't hit the major issues. It's all fun and games here. It's all fun and games. Oh my gosh, so let's try that again. If it crashes the second time, I'm gonna have to smack this around a little bit. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. I did change one thing, which was my ship color. The white was just kind of boring me a little bit. So let's just talk about, just very briefly, the Scout, since we are in it right now. And a lot of you want to see that concept art. So shoot, why don't we just start off with the concept art? Does that sound nice? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. So as you can, this is the Scout, of course. A lot of you guys are familiar with it. I changed my custom colors to be more of like a sort of gold, not like super hyper gold, but just going with a couple of highlights and whatnot. Our previous coloration, I think we were using the default, if I recall correctly. So yeah, the customization here, just to show you a little bit further before we show the wings and whatnot. There's currently 25 colors and 15 emissive lights, and each one of the colors that you're changing over to, actually, I really like that yellow-red style, but each one of these has both a metallic and a standard finish, and you can also change the roughness, which impacts how much reflection is on the metallic side, or how much matte finish it provides. as well as the kind of plastic look that Standard provides. Kind of hard to see because we're actually right next to a freaking star, but you know, hey, sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. But then in addition to that, we've got emissive lights. You can choose these lights. On the Scout, they're very hard to see on this base because the sun is literally blocking out the lights, but there's emissive lights right there and on the side. But I digress. There's also decals and then cockpit and ship module stuff. So I just want you to like soak in the way that this Scout looks, just very briefly. And then we will just immediately dive into some concept art. So just looking at the Scout, you can see the wings. This is hearkening back to that of EVERSPACE 1 a little bit. It's kind of like the tier 2 upgrade whenever you're going through your engines of EVERSPACE 1 on the Scout. And they start getting like bigger, right? And generally speaking, the Scouts, I'm gonna kill the music, unfortunately. Wish I could keep it. But with the Scout, each of the ships has kind of a general silhouette that we want to establish so that you know which ship it is that you're actually looking at, right? So we are going to dive over to this screen right here. And we can look at, this is the exact same Scout that we're flying right now. And you can see very clearly, we have a lot of details within here that we've also established in game, right? I think this even has the exact same engines and the exact same cockpit. So this concept art is what we just completely ripped out of the artist's mind and then plugged into the game. So major kudos to the team for putting that together. Matthias is kind of a wizard when it comes to putting together these 3D models. So very good stuff. So now let's move into stuff that you haven't quite seen yet. Here is another version of the Scout. Dang, that's pretty significant wing change. But yes, this is also a Scout. Notice that it does also have a different cockpit and engine type. That engine type might look a little bit sort of familiar, and you might go, oh, well, that's one of the medium ship engines. Well, sort of. It's not. It's similar to, but it is different. It's a lot smaller. The flaps of the engine are actually a little bit further down. And obviously those wings are a bit beefier, while still having the verticality to it, which I had described in the Discord when somebody was asking about the differences between the ships. The Scout has close wings with that verticality to it that you'll see in all of these, actually. But I really like this one. I'm a big fan of this one. I'm sure a lot of you are too. I see some of you guys going, oh, wow, yeah, absolutely. I love how it has like these vents established on it and almost like the caution step sort of, that's the color more, but oh my gosh, I'm a big fan of these wings. This is probably what I would choose if I could choose any of the layouts for my Scout. But let's keep going because there's more, right? There's obviously more. Oh, and I should also zoom in a little bit just to give you guys a better look on these things, because these are very high-res images that come out of the concept phase. This is not something that we just piddle around for a couple seconds and be like, okay, Matthias, do it. Like there's a lot of intentionality to these designs. And you can see very geometric shapes, a lot of hard lines, very mechanical constructs here that we want to bring together, bring to fruition. Now I'm gonna awkwardly exit the stream because I'm moving some tea. Oh my gosh, everyone drink your tea. Tea is delicious. It's important to your health, your survivability in the DMZ. All right. Here's the rear view. This is basically what you would be looking at when you're flying this ship. I think that looks pretty freaking cool myself. All right, so now let's move into the next one. Here we go. Wow! Wow, that body. Ooh, got an extension, just whoop! Oh my goodness, yep. So there are some very clear distinguished body types that the Scout can have as well. So you're not just always scrunched in as this little tight fighter. You can also elongate yourself a little bit. And these are another variation of the wings. Again, we've got that interior sort of aspect and then some verticality to the sides. I'm gonna keep using that word. I don't know why, I just really like the word verticality, all right? Shout out to Ko. Oh yeah, absolutely. Give a shout out to Ko any day of the week. What a delightful man he is. It's also kind of hard to see, but these areas right here, here, let me point since my mouse cursor is really small, like that. There's actually a gap in the wing right there, so you can see through. There's not really a good spot to see that other than right here. I guess you can see it right there. All right, I'm a liar, but you can see it right there. There's these gaps in the wings that provide some benefit to maneuverability, probably. Absolutely not. It's in space, but whatever. I don't care. I think it looks cool. This is the rear view of this. Obviously, a different engine type as well that you can see. And you're slowly putting together that the engines, the bodies, they are not the same as what you're going to see from the other size modifiers, right? The weight classes, if you will. So the Interceptor, the Sentinel, and the Striker, that's what it's called. All three of those ships, they are going to use the same engines and the same body constructs, right? But their wings are what keep them very diversified. Whereas within the Scout, and as well as the Vanguard, which we'll see more of later, and the other light fighter, they are also going to be using similar engines and bodies, but then they'll have those distinct wings as well. So if you guys are paying attention, you'll know that the bodies and the engines that you're seeing out of the Scout are also going to be present on the Vanguard and on the other light fighter that we reveal in the future. That's one of the ways that we keep those weight classes in check while also keeping them distinct with those wing styles. All right, so next one, and our last one that we are showing today, this is a tier 4 Scout. Oh my gosh. Look at those engines though. I love the way that this one comes together. And again, we've got that same sort of structure, that same sort of silhouette, right? Like you can very quickly identify seeing the back of this ship again. And I like this color palette too. I think that comes together really well. Like we have this exact same silhouette, right? The H, if you will. And how, gosh, those engines are crazy. And how you can very quickly distinguish a Scout from a Sentinel, or even a Scout from a Vanguard, should you see those wings soon. So yeah, we're really happy with how these elements are coming together. Manta ray vibes, oh yeah, oh yeah. I love it. You know, it's always fascinating to me, like how technical and mechanical we get with these constructs. Like we have, our creative director actually has a lot of knowledge in architecture, and so he's very detailed regarding the engineering of the ships, and how it comes together for his approval. So, you know, checking it off. And it still blows my mind with how deep you can get mechanically. It still looks organic, and you're like, oh yeah, the bomber looks like a sea turtle. Yeah, no, it's like, oh yeah, the Scout looks like a mantis. I mean, you're not wrong. It's crazy how it all works, but we're really happy with how these designs are coming together. Matthias is doing great work bringing them into the game. Still more work needs to be done, which is why they're not in the game. But rest assured, these are in the works and going to be present eventually. So really, really lots of fun stuffs that we've got going on. And the engines, the bodies, from each of the different weight classes, like that's going to diversify just your general appeal of the ships themselves. And then the wings and the varying tiers of each wing, it's gonna get pretty freaking crazy how all of this stuff comes together, all right? It really is. And I know that we've talked about this in the past. I just want to clarify this one more time to make sure everybody knows, like the wings, the bodies, the engines, we do want to have some degree of an effect on your player stats as well. So as you're progressing through the game and you're finding certain ships over others and like having this wing format or having this engine, some of those are going to shape and change how much handling you have, or possibly how much firepower, or possibly, you know, resistance, whatever, until you get to an in-game state. Sorry about bumping the mic there, rip headphone users. But when we get to that in-game state, we are looking into transmogrification. So for all of you who are wanting to get the coolest look of your ship, but with the stats you desire, that is something that's planned. That is something that we would really like to do. So just keep that in mind as we move forward through this. I'll with lots of really super cool designs. So we're just gonna cycle back through these scouts. Again, all of these are scouts. All of these are scouts. And you can see very clearly, like from the original one that we're even flying today, like so much diversity and how these can look, even when the wings are, you know, have that same sort of silhouette. So we're really looking forward to showcasing this and dropping it in. And just as, you know, as a nice little treat and recap, for those of you who missed it last week, we did show off some of the concept art from the gunship. So a couple different looks on those. The big distinguished factor of the gunship wings is that they have some pretty hefty engines on them. So especially this one, the more classic gunship look, I will say. And then another look at a bomber wing set, which is kind of like the real world stealth bomber, sort of thin and wide look that we're going for. So there you all go. I hope that you've enjoyed the concept art. We'll probably show this again since there might be some people coming in late. But yeah. Tea is delicious. Oh my gosh. Any asymmetrical designs planned? Raugorn? No, we do not have any asymmetrical designs planned. Yeah, that would be insanely cool. But we're also already starting to compete with the modular systems that we're using. And we're actually thrilled with the variety of content we're providing for player customization. Asymmetrical would basically double that, and that would be insane. Actually, no, it would be far more than doubling because it's any common. It would create a lot of issues with how we're handling player hitboxes and level design interactions. It's going to be more trouble than it's worth in regards to allowing that type of stuff. So the answer is unfortunately no, not in the plans and very likely won't be happening. But a good question indeed. Still, we're very happy with how things are coming together. So, and I hope that you are too. I hope that this, I mean, these new styles should be getting you excited. I would hope. I would hope. All right. Oh, all right. Now let's get back into the game so we don't have this awkward no music thing. Hang on a second. Why? Where's the music? For a second, I thought we crashed. Woo! Everything's fine. Everything's fine except now I'm getting notifications from Windows. Windows! Stop it! I turned you off. Okay, there we go. Everything's great. Perfect, in fact. So yeah, so this is our little scout boy directly from that concept art. You can see the wings, the body, all the little doodads and features. It's all there. Pretty happy with how that's coming out. I'm glad you guys like the bomber too. Like the heavies like have gone through a number of reiterations, I'll say that. But we're really happy with where they're coming along too, so. Will there be any jets? I mean, I think that if you like jets, you're gonna really enjoy the Interceptor and a lot of its looks, because it's like a lot of it, the design mentality from that is real world jets, are real world jets. Using those standard Delta wings and the upgrades thereof. So we are doing Delia's side quest right now. I should say one of her side quests. And we need to go to near a transit point to find her stuff. If you recall, we kind of jacked her from G&B and said, hey, help our friend, and she was pissed, rightly so. And now she wants her stuff. So we're gonna go get her stuff.
This place is a lot more crowded than I remember it.
All right, quick pause. I'm gonna answer a question. Wait, you turned off Windows? Are you using Linux or Mac OS? No. I didn't turn off Windows. I turned off the notifications. No, I'm gonna shut down the operating system during a live stream. Not a good idea, generally. Let's see. Why can we not change from first person to third person when locked to a destination in super light? It's just one of the things that's kind of currently in place. We actually had to make a lot of quick decisions pertaining to how Superlight interacted with the player, and we really like the visualness. The visualness, wow, I sound like an uneducated freak. We really like the aesthetic of going into a more photo mode when you're locked on, because you don't care about moving around the ship. So it just allows you to see your sights, your sounds, your ship in a more detailed fashion. Now, yes, that does mean that you have to unlock to change your view. It's just kind of part of where it's at. This could change. We'll just have to see where we get with development, but that is something we also recognize. We might do something about it, but no guarantees. Okay. Flacka says, oh yeah, asymmetric sucks when you're simplifying hitboxes to distance and radius. Oh yeah, and also keep in mind that like some of these wings like really vary in wingspan, right? And so if we had the asymmetrical thing going on, you could have one really short wing over here and one really long wing over here, and your body's right here, but the hitbox would then have to like figure out the center of the ship, and the amount of wonky that would come out of that, it's actually crazy, guys. Like I'm telling you, asymmetry and something like this, it creates a ton of problems for very little effect. It's not something you want. I just want to be real with y'all. Okay, let's do a mission.
What this is about. Oh scrap! It's management's elite squad.
Did you not say that you were on good terms with Radiant Run?
Well, G&B isn't always just simply G&B. Let's try to stay alive for now.
Woof. Let's try and stay away from the fighters from the freighters and just tackle the fighters. Let's also use our corrosion missiles. That should be enough to take him out, maybe? No? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we broke corrosion missiles in our last build. Still being worked on, by the way. As well as an assortment of other secondary weapons. You know, a lot of you bomber friends out there have really wanted more diversity with secondaries, and I did show an image in the Discord that highlighted we very much know and are very much working on it. So just give us a little bit of time, and it's coming. All right, we're gonna try and just do the distribution terminal and not fight too much. There we go.
It says that Delia's belongings were shipped to Neptune Station. Guess it's time to pay Officer Shaw another visit.
Is he one of the good kind of G&B, or the kind you shoot on sight?
I am certain he is one of the good guys.
This is getting confusing.
All right, we're gonna steal some goods from upper management because, you know, they've been giving us some problems, and I figure they should give us a little bit for our trouble. Are you trying to get away? Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see if EMP missiles still work. Ah, yes, they certainly do the trick. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. Oh, okay, a couple more fighters to go. We'll just clean these up, get some loot, I hope. No loot? How dare you. We'll take some seeds, though. A railgun. Wow, we're all full up, okay. Let's see. Well, I don't want an energy injector. We can go ahead and activate this. And, we'll just dismantle this one. Cool. So something else to talk about right now, this says crafting XP. We're actually looking to change what that's called. Just because we think having crafting XP versus player XP can be a little bit confusing. So we're gonna change that to like crafting data, I think is what it's gonna be called. But there may even be more changes to crafting. In fact, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. There will be more changes to crafting. We're actually looking at a redesign for this entire window. So that's gonna be a little bit more apparent. Oh, there's all the missiles that we're currently working on. But we're doing a bit more work on this screen to make it easier to utilize and also make crafting a bit more meaningful than what it currently is, because we think it's got a little bit of a confusion factor there. We recognize that, so we're doing some stuff about it. Tea is delicious. So thank you for all of your feedback pertaining to the crafting system, to help kind of jog our thoughts to see what we can do to better that system for you all. I don't think Black Cannon does very good damage directly. It's mostly just, oh yeah, I just destroyed the whole thing. I wanted the containers. Whoops. All right, cool. We'll just take this loot and one more freighter to go. All right. Looks like everyone else is gone. I also want to show this. Some people don't realize that you can actually target the turrets. And when you do, they will go and hide to repair themselves. See that? It is possible to all out destroy them before they go and hide if you shoot them with enough firepower. But I just needed them to stop blasting me so I could take all their loot first. I think this turret's gonna come out and just, yeah, there it is. So if you're finding a larger ship and you need a little bit of time, shoot down the turrets. As you saw there, it made it super casual for me to get a lot of this loot. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. This is going to be very important on the much larger ships. Ooh. All right, I really don't want energy to... These things are actually pretty stinking good. It really is. Like, doubles your energy output. They're really good. But I'm just not going to use them because I guess I'm being stubborn. That's probably what I'm going to call it. But no worries. All right, I'm seeing a little bit of discussion going on. I love it. Thanks for having those chats in chat. Remember, if you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them live right now so that you know exactly what our vision is for EVERSPACE 2 to help clarify any sorts of confusions or expectations you have of the game. The customization is crazy. What is next? Transformations? Oh, we'll get there eventually. How many current internal bypasses are in the current Endgame? Shoot, it's 50 something. I know we added a couple more in the April update, but I also know, oh my gosh, Blue R-Wing. Go to the fandom wiki for a list of internal bypasses. Yeah, so Grindel's been doing a really good job of servicing the community, all of you guys, and making sure that the wiki is up to date with a lot of those details. There have been a lot of individuals like Kazaa who's telling me the number is 58. Thank you, Kazaa. I can't actually confirm that. There might be more. Or did I tell you, Kazaa? I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, there's a certain number that can be found, and obviously there will be more. Some of those instances will be changed, so don't get too comfortable in knowing where they're at, because that will be modified. In fact, we did have one get changed through the April update. I think it was just one, maybe it was two, but rest assured, when something isn't working quite right or the level design feels off, we're gonna update and fix that, so just keep that in mind. Equitas is also saying, yep, 58 at the moment. Okay, cool. Perfect. I do want to cut into the conversation about asymmetric design. So just long story short, please understand that our vision at Rockfish Games for our product, EVERSPACE 2, is to make our ships look really clean and really good. And for us, that means they have to make sense as a flyable, playable ship. And to that, we want to have an asymmetric design across the board. This works for us not only from an aesthetic standpoint, but also from a functionality standpoint, right? Because I just explained a little bit of that game design process to you. Now, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it because you're right. We could say, well, there are some ships that aren't asymmetrical that can be very beautiful, blah, blah, blah. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're correct. But that's not within our vision. And I want you to understand that so we're not having the wrong type of what's the word I'm looking for? The right freaking expectation. That's the word. I don't want you to have the wrong expectation of where we think what makes sense looks. For us, again, it's that symmetry of design that's gonna bring those player ships forward, and we're bringing a lot of them to the forefront because we're sticking to that concept. If we would have made an asymmetrical decision earlier on, we probably wouldn't have nearly as many classes or wings because we'd say, oh, well, screw it. You can mix and match and do all this crazy stuff so we don't have to worry about that, right? It's a trade-off. We chose this direction. Sounds like you want that direction. You're not gonna get that from us, and I'm sorry to say that, but I hope that you are going to love what we focus in on. Sound good? Cool. If it doesn't sound good, explain more on the forums. That would be great. But pertaining to the conversation in the stream, we're gonna try and focus it more on questions that people have about the gameplay mechanics and design directions and choices so that we can keep moving on. So thank you so much for that conversation, guys. Okay, let's land and figure out where Delia's belongings
Mr.
are.
Roslin, I am afraid you have come at an inconvenient time.
What's wrong?
We were just ransacked by our own head management. Blakemore's elite squad removed large amounts of provisions and weaponry from our hold.
Well, that sucks.
When it comes to cutting lifelines, this is a new low, even for management.
Are you sure they took it all? I recently passed Medea Transit Point and all I saw were a bunch of cargo drones waiting to be scanned. But no one around to move them anywhere. Could be the stuff you're missing.
You must be joking. Agnetha sent me all data coming from the transit station. Well, I'll be. You're right, Mr. Roslin. Looks like someone reshuffled our hand for us. Is there anything I can do to repay you for this? Situational update.
Actually, I am looking for a cargo drone, number OPI 7633. I
OPI.
was told that it was sent here.
Oh, text-to-speech.
Ah, I remember. UP was part of a shipment containing new medical personnel. We had sent out a request for a new doctor, but only their luggage arrived. Since we had no use for their possessions, we dumped the cargo drone in a nearby junk hold. You might still find it there.
Great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Losing a full-blown doctor was just as bad as getting our provisions halved. Maybe worse. As it stands, I have 2 miners in medbay with only an unskilled AI operator treating them. So, should you ever find out what happened to the lost doctor, don't hesitate to tell us.
I'll look into it.
I am certain you will. Godspeed, Mr. Roslin. It was good seeing you again.
Now, I would like to mention that as you're going through your adventure in EverSpace 2, you will be picking up these various companions and side quests specifically for them that you can go through to learn a little bit more about those characters, to maybe develop the character relationship that you have with them, and maybe even promote new opportunities to find, much like the characters that you encounter in the DLC of EverSpace 1. So in this particular instance, we're learning a little bit more about Delia's intentionality, or rather GMB's intentionality of bringing Delia into the DMZ and where she was supposed to be stationed. Now, there's a lot more pertaining to this and the other characters as you progress if you choose to go down those pathways. Very good stuff. Will my 2012 Intel i5 PC with the GTX 680 run this game okay, or should I just wait for the console versions? That's going to be tight. I know that we do list our recommended specs and our lowest specs on the store page on Steam. We also listed on Discord. We listed in a number of places. You might just go check straight up against that, but as far as I am aware from what you listed there, you're gonna probably have to be running on lower settings, but should still be able to stabilize. I know that our local tech wizard Shuzen, if he's floating over on YouTube as well, he would be able to give you a little bit more insight as to what specifics you would need to know there. What does DMZ stand for? Demilitarized zone. It's a crazy story. So I'm gonna say that the Colonials started, even though others would say the Okar are just like really emotional, and they were like, get out of our space, pew pew pew, and it was pretty nasty. But it was a very quick war, and a planet was destroyed. So that happened, and then everyone was like, okay, maybe this was a bad idea. So that's why it's a demilitarized zone, even though there's still a lot of militarized belongings here. So it's far more recent this happened with these packs than something that's been established for a long time. Cool. All right, so we got some information that we needed. We want to head back, or actually we want to find Delia's belongings. Apparently they're in a cave nearby. So we're gonna go ahead and just quick repair, quick restock, look at our inventory. We have this new Aethium Crystal Shard. Lots of stuff for perks, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, we can upgrade our energy orbs. That'll be nice. So now we have a chance for energy orbs to just straight up drop for us. It's always nice. EVERSPACE 3 and Unreal Engine 5. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love you very much. Let's focus on EVERSPACE 2 right now. We'll see what the future holds when we get there. Let's see what else we have. We got, oh, neutron membranes. Nice. We'll just distribute this stuff in since we've got them. We'll keep focusing here. Oh man, we don't have a lot of credits. We do not have a lot of credits. I'm gonna have to be careful about that. What else we have? More Aethium. Cool. Much cleaner inventory. Finally, let's sell some stuff. We don't need clothing. We don't need seeds. We don't need small arms. There's other stuff we could need. Face plating, nah. I'm such a hoarder because I don't want to get rid of any of this stuff. Let's go ahead and buy the Quantum Entangler. That seems like a way better shield on all accounts. And I just spent all my monies. Hang on a second. Nailed it. We have a new shield. We just have to make sure that we boost to recharge it. That's the one caveat of the speed word. That should be good. All right. Now let's go get Delia's belongings. We don't need clothing? I like your way of thinking, Eric. Well, I mean, in a civilized society, there are certain standards.
You have reached
All right.
the aforementioned junk hole.
Seeing this, I wonder if Delia's stuff is still in one piece.
Take out these cave crawlers. Excellent. Oh, there's another one. I see you over there. And ouch! Was that from, oh my gosh, I took him out. I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. That was a good shot. Good shot, bug. No, so let's go ahead and take Delia's belongings.
Delia Wenda. Yeah, this is it. Let's take it back to her.
Excellent. So let's head back to the home base, drop off Delia's belongings, see if we learn something new about her.
Base slide. La-di-da, can't you see me?
Scrap. Is your speech processor glitching again?
No, I am reading out file names from one of the storage units inside the box.
Don't tell me you're rummaging through Delia's things.
It may interest you that the box contains no research material but mostly outdated media files.
Delia will know if anything is missing. You just keep your nose out of it, okay?
Yeah, come on, Hive. On Speedwords, is it still intended that they have the same cooldown delay restrictions as other shields? Spoot Knight, I will straight up tell you that we have barely scratched the surface of itemization. You've seen a little bit of mixing and matching and specific modifiers that can change the nature of their usage. Speedword's probably gonna get tweaked. I think as a whole, we're not as pleased with the results of that shield as we would like to be. So that might be one of the ways that we look into it. Could be other means as well. But there's a lot coming in regards to how items kind of stack up and grant attribute bonuses and stuff like that. And like, that's all I can really say on it. I can just say there's more coming because a lot of it is in the works, right? With this, with the July update, I'm just gonna call it the July update now.
You're back.
With the July update, oh, actually I need to be quiet.
Been looking for?
Looks about right. Let me check.
A friend of mine called Shaw told me where to find it. He's the chief officer of Nephtes Station. That's where they were shipping you. He's a good guy, told me. Losing a doctor put them in a pretty tough spot.
Oh, damn it.
What is it?
Those bastards took my research files.
How dare they?
I had made certain that they would be shipped along with me, but G&B must have removed them after they froze me.
What kind of research?
Medical stuff. You wouldn't. Sorry, I don't want to take this out on you.
Just imagine she's really angry.
G&B screwed
angry
me over
voice.
far worse than I had thought. So, what were you saying about this Shaw?
Forget it. It's not important.
They're missing a doctor, huh? I am not very keen on moving to their base, but I could set up a secure line and talk to them. If they have any medical emergencies, I might be able to assist them remotely.
You are aware that they are G&B, right?
I do, but I am a doctor above all else. Once again, I'm walking back into my forest with open eyes. It's a reference to a song. At least my books and music are still in that box.
Yeah.
It will keep me sane for a while.
What kind of books?
All sorts. Guilty pleasures, high art. Most of it pre-off-worldian stuff, but I like it. Hey, once things have calmed down a bit, I could give you an introduction.
I would like that.
Good. We have an appointment.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get back to my lab. Thanks again, Adam.
You're welcome.
So here we're getting a little bit more in touch with our humanity and our relationship with Delia, so that she's respecting us a little bit more in regards to our tasks that we're taking and the objectives that we're tackling within the DMZ. I also like Chiron 8472's description of a demilitarized zone. I'm going to read this out loud for everyone, so thanks for your response to that. For anybody wondering, a demilitarized zone is a sort of buffer area between territory controlled by opposing nations/factions. Creates less arguments about, your hand is on my side of the car. I think that's a really good description of it. Yep, very much so. Yeah, and so the opposing factions in this case are the Colonials, which is mostly humans who were entering into Cluster 34, and they were like, hey, we're gonna mine this place out because it's got tons of good stuff. Woo, it's gonna be awesome. And the Okar, which are the natives, the reptilian species that were just kind of like, what the heck, bro? And so then they started blasting, and it was just like freaking crazy. And in terms of technological prowess, the Colonials and the Okar are very much on the same page. And like, obviously there's some distinctions and a lot of variety between what type of technologies they utilize, but for all intents and purposes, it was a standoff. It was devastating to both sides very quickly, and then the Colonials and the Okar were like, maybe that wasn't a great idea, and thus the treaties were formed. So that's why this is the DMZ. That's why we're flying around, and that's why there's so much stuff that's ripe for the picking, and why there's also a lot of outlaws procuring militarized goods and using that to survive out here. Cool. Lourdes Monzon says, read me. Oh my gosh. I read you. You're welcome. We do not have any walking around outside of ships, Tyler Curry. That's just not within our vision. It's not within the scope that we want. We want everything to be done in the ship and everything that we design surrounding the game to be from that space. If we were to make it to where you could get out and walk around, it's kind of like creating a second entire game in all actuality. I'm not even making that up. Like it's a pretty large game changer. Think about like the difference between Titanfall combat within a mech versus outside. Or in No Man's Sky, the difference from when you're flying around versus when you're exploring around. Or in Elite, that's probably sticky territory. We probably shouldn't go there yet, but like it's very distinctly different, okay? And we want to make this game. We don't want to dilute that with creating another game on top of it. Does that make sense? Would it be cool? Yes, but it's not what we want. It's not what's going to bring the game together as a whole. When you rotate a ship in the dealer, the ship moves. When you're in the hangar, the camera moves. Why is that? I don't know. That's your official dev response from Rockfish Games regarding EVERSPACE 2 development. I don't know. Sometimes things just happen. I feel like it's still the camera movement, but obviously there's still some things to tweak and get adjusted there. So no worries. Lourdes Monson, you need to knock it off or you will be taking a timeout. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Now that we've completed that mission, let's take on Customs Made Error. This one's over in Union, so that should be nice. Thanks, Shu. My apologies to the YouTube chat. I was saying while walking inside the ship while in orbit, not leaving the ship. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's still a lot of it's just outside of the realm of what we want to establish in the game space, right? At a certain point, it's a creative decision, and we say, do we want to do this or do we not want to do this? And we just said we don't. I think it could be cool. We're just putting a lot of emphasis on other elements. Now that said, some of you have actually caught that within Dax's cockpit, there's a body, right? Like there's a character there. I know that a lot of you have been saying like, well, I want a character body. Like, where is it? It doesn't make any sense. Well, calm down, you guys. That is something that we are exploring. I'm not guaranteeing it. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but we are looking into seeing what doing some body art. Body art? That's not what I... Some character models inside of the cockpits. That is something that we are exploring. So that might make room for other sorts of interactions in kind of that space, Tyler Curry. But don't get too crazy with your imagination. I want to curb those expectations. Because again, like when we're landing here, we don't want to have like this whole sequence where you're coming out of the ship, you're walking to a door, you're doing stuff. Like we want to make sure it's fast paced. You're always interacting in that game space and you're doing what you need. Now, I did come back here because I wanted to see if there was anything else we could purchase before we get going. Meson plating, that's really too expensive. I'm just going to liquidate my assets. There we go. That's much better. And then I want to take on that high-risk area before we leave permanently. And then from there, we'll go do this side quest. Body art confirmed. Oh gosh, guys. Now I know there it is. There you are. Let's go to this high risk area. T3 Cube, I've answered that question before in a previous stream when you asked regarding animations on the ships. But just to reiterate, there's room for that But right now, the focus is not so much on like those added aesthetics, right? Like what he's talking about, like if your wing, like when you move left, the wing flaps come out side to side and stuff. Is it realistic in a space game? Probably not. Do we care about that? You're flying frickin' fighters in space. So no, clearly we don't. We just want it to look cool. The possibility of that, I mean, it's there. It's just not a focal point. It's just not a focal point. If we get to that, it's gonna be much later in development. Especially when we have more of the wings finished, because we're not gonna start doing that on the wings that are there when we still have to make all of the wings, right? So give it some time. Give it some time and I can respond to you again regarding that. Ah, armor drone. Let's just take it out real easily with a corrosion missile so we don't have to deal with it. Also, that was a nice splash damage shot with the corrosion missile. That makes me real happy. Now their armor's gone. Let's drop these guys. So Speedward's actually treating us really nicely since, especially in the Scout where you're boosting a lot. This guy might prove to be a little bit of trouble. But I think we're gonna be okay to deal with it. EMP is not gonna help us out. Just having a flak, maybe I should have thought about getting a different weapon before approaching this, but I think what we're gonna try and do is stay more on the top side and drop his lasers. That might be real tricky to do. Those are real small. Let's see if these corrosion missiles will affect. Ah, yes, they do. And somebody had previously asked if they stack, so let me just show you that that is in fact the case. These corrosion missiles are in fact stacking. All right, we're gonna make a little bit of space. I'm happy with that shot. What's over there? Another drone? Oh yeah, okay. All right, shields are charged. I think it's time for another pass. Now I would actually craft more corrosion missiles. However, the crafting in this current build that I'm playing, I believe is bugged, so it would just crash the game. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to just watch me play a game over and over because it's crashing. Again, just kind of a side effect of development and showing you the bleeding edge builds. That's a lot of missiles. But we're fast. We're all right. And for another round. And we'll just kind of stay here where the turrets will have a hard time shooting us. You might also see that there's color added to if you're getting those critical hits on the interior of the Outlaw Destroyer. So it flashes that blue and orange. Oh my gosh, hang on. Woo! It would be nice to have some really big beefy weapons in a situation like this, but I am happy that you can choose your play style and which ships you're flying around. I'm a big fan of the Scout and the light ship classes. Moving fast just, I don't know, feels good to me in cases like this, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay, personally, with playing out a boss battle a little bit longer for the sake of not taking damage, as opposed to just being all guns blazing. That's just my personal preference. Also, it feels cool dodging missiles and stuff, right? Oh. That's how I roll. Destroyer looks hella nice. Ah, yeah. I think he put on his good suit today. It's a shame we have to bust it. Woo, those missiles, though. All right. Let's see what we get for it. Some cargo units, some nanobots, a sensor. Maybe that's a better one. That would be nice. I was really hoping for a little bit higher tiered material, but it was a common high-risk location. And what I mean by that, if you look on the map, right here, it shows the high-risk area in gray. And a gray high-risk area means it is a common high-risk area. So the loot drops and the challenge rating of this is going to be fairly common in regards to that. You can actually get higher tiered signal decryptors. And when it happens, you're gonna get a higher tiered high risk area. Whew. And when you do those, you'll get higher tiered equipment from that location. Very good stuff. Oh, we got a blaster? I'm gonna swap to the blaster. Sensor and cargo unit. That is literally the exact same thing we have. Just gonna scrap that. But otherwise we'll scrap the pulse laser and the sensor at the same time. How do you do that? You can actually hold control and left click, and that highlights items. It's a hidden combination button combo right now. Some of you have been asking for, like, why haven't you implemented it yet? It's actually in the current build. You just have to hold control down. We don't have any in-game text that helps you understand that, but it's definitely there. It's definitely there. All right. So now we complete that high-risk area. Sort of. There's more guys coming in, but we're not gonna worry about that. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's take them out. Let's take them out. Cool. Now let's go. Easy peasy. Now let's head over to Union Bridge and actually head into Union. I honestly thought I was gonna be exploring a lot of Union today. It's kind of funny. Half the stream was in Cedo, but no worries. So it's a higher risk area. Technically, yes, Derek Willingham. Technically, yes. Could you imagine being the captain on that large ship having to deal with one single little dodgy boy? I'd go nuts, right? Oh my gosh, be insane. It reminds me of like every instance within like Star Wars or Star Trek or shoot, even like Spaceballs. I'm gonna reference Spaceballs, like give her a warning shot across her nose, right? And then they're like just going crazy with blasting, and it's hard being a freighter in a flagship sometimes, let me tell you what. That was almost bad. We almost clipped that detonator drone. That could have been awful.
Nice shot.
Ooh, an executioner? Oh yeah! Oh, those were some nice drops. I'll take those. I mean, they're just uncommons, but we take those. All right, let's keep going. Actually, let's look at what we found first. Oh my gosh, I love the executioner. I love this weapon so much. It is one that's, you have to play your cards right on it though, because if your opponent has even one shield remaining, it completely negates your damage. Completely negates the damage output because it's 100% pure kinetic damage. And shields, as many of you know, kinetic damage is entirely and completely absorbed by shields in the EVERSPACE universe. So, maybe we should have the pulse laser for consistency. That's tricky. That's tricky, but we're gonna go with the blaster. So we're gonna have to get up close. Actually, that's probably not a good idea in a scout. Let's do it. We're gonna start with the pulse laser, and then we're gonna go to our executioner. Cross-eyed gunner. Sorry, sir. I'm trying my best. Oh my gosh, guys, this isn't. I'm getting carried away. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tone myself back. Obviously, I'm a fan of Spaceballs. I'm glad you are too. Let's make sure that our focus is entirely around EVERSPACE 2. So if you guys have more questions, I want to make sure that you're getting them answered. Okay. There's not a lot of time that we take in our week to do this for you, and this is a very meaningful 2 hours of our time that we're given to you. So please utilize us, help you, all right? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You prefer a superior rapid autocannon? Oh, yeah, rapid autocannons are nice. Oh yeah, definitely agreeing with you there. Also, some meaty G&B freighters. I mean, we do need loot. Yeah, okay. All right. Look at that damage output though. Almost freaking one-shotted him after the shields were down. And that's an elite. Oh yeah, here's the loot we're looking for. I'm fine with being wanted. This is okay. Pop. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can take out a turret. Like I said, if you do enough damage, up. If you do enough jerk got away. That's fine. But if you do enough damage, you can actually take out the turrets. Okay, I don't see any Okar nearby, so let's just get out of here before we increase any suspicions. It's a light stick. I need to open this bad boy up. Glow for safety, 12-hour glow orange. I'm gonna use this when the time is right. It's not yet. But I got this glow stick for you all. It's gonna be amazing. How long till the game is out? A year-ish. Do you know how the Outlaw Destroyer behaves with corrosion missiles? Would it not launch missiles since it isn't losing its armor? No, it still goes into armor mode, I believe, Spoot Knight, because it's still taking damage. It's gonna get a little confused maybe. But no, I think it's gonna trigger that because it is taking hull damage. It's gonna recognize that you're bypassing its armor. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. All right, so let's go get our goods from this warehouse. I believe we're looking for peanut oil. Slight spoiler, but you know, what can you do?
You have reached the warehouse of the Zharkov Border Control. According to the scientist at Prescott Starbase, their lost shipment should be somewhere inside.
You can also see that this mission was prior the April update, and you can tell because it's fully voiced. Whoop. All right, so let's grab some loot. Nice. Ah, yes, the fragile parcel. Another blaster. Oh my gosh. Game really wants us to use blasters, I guess.
The shipment. Let's return to the scientists at Prescott Starbase.
All right, cool. One other thing we want to do, I believe it's over here, maybe? Yes, yes! We're also going to go ahead and unlock these other containers. So I'm gonna grab this energy sphere dispenser and plug it in. So that way we can get into these secure containers and talk about one thing that other individuals had mentioned that might have been confusing, just to kind of iron it out. So we got a mine launcher and a thermo gun. Ooh, that's nice. And we also got another mine launcher and another. Did we get 2 thermo guns and 2 mine launchers? Holy cow, we did. That's uncanny. That's actually probably a bug because they're exactly identical. But no worries, we'll fix that. But the main thing is we got this Eterna bypass, and you gain these when you do very specific tasks in certain locations. This is your reward for exploration and dedication to that. And when you get enough of these, when you get 3 of them in particular, you create an augment, which you can then add to your ship attributes. So it can better benefit your ship and what you succeed at over time. I want to use this coil gun just because of range. It's not going to be as good against shields, but screw it. And let's see, other than that, I think we're good to go. I do like sticky turrets, but right now, I think we're not going to worry about it. Thermogun. We're going to use the thermogun instead. And then we're also going to scrap this stuff. We'll keep our flak for now. We'll use a mine launcher, and then we'll just go ahead and dismantle all of these other things. I missed one. Actually, I missed a couple. Whoops. There we go. Clean up our inventory a little bit so we can get right back to it. So now we need to take this parcel back to Prescott Starbase. Drop it off. And then for any of you who missed the concept art for the Scout, we'll go ahead and show that again one more time. We'll just kind of cruise through it. Talk a little bit about our design philosophy. Just a little. How much of the full game will we have before the final release? Well, we want to make sure that we don't give you the whole story, right? Otherwise, what's the point in waiting for the full release? But what we do want to do is introduce a lot of those core features and mechanics into the game space so that you have a chance to see what that overarching vision is, as well as give you the opportunity to provide feedback so we can fix anything that's really wrong or just unfun about it, right? So in regards to the story itself, it'll progress a little bit further, but we're not gonna like give you the whole thing. But you're gonna see a lot of added content. You're gonna see a lot of new enemy types, a lot of new items, a lot of new playable ships, a lot of new aesthetics for said playable ships. You're gonna see a lot of varying synergies. You're gonna see faction-based bonuses. You're going to see a lot more characters. You're gonna see a lot more side missions. There's a lot that we'll be adding over time through the development cycle through early access. Do you take extra damage if you're close to the larger ships when they explode? Actually, that's something we experimented with EVERSPACE 1 and we decided to remove it. We decided to remove that because it was creating some difficulties within the player engagement of that combat space. So that's not present currently. That being said, I do know that if you're using a splash damage weapon like the flak and you're using it close up with an opponent, it will damage you. So you do have to keep that in mind. Research station, right? Yes. Here we go.
You cannot dock here.
Yeah, we had that already. Welcome back.
Is this what you've been waiting for?
This is not logically possible.
And yet, there it is. What a wonderful coincidence. This is for any trouble you might have run into.
You are paying a thief.
Come on. It was you who ordered the stuff in the first place. Now stop bickering and say thank you.
Thank you for bringing me my peanut oil.
Don't you hate it when robots get hangry?
It's delightful. Chiron actually asked a question that Michael then addressed, but I did want to point this out there, especially since I went on my little kick with Spaceballs there. He says, I would love for there to be an Easter egg or multiples of ships from other franchises. Like if there was a ship you encountered somewhere that was a flying Winnebago. I mean, that sounds amazing. But I do also need to curb my enthusiasm during these streams for you guys. I will say that that's kind of on me, all right? Michael also addresses this as well from a financial and marketing standpoint. As much as we'd love to have nods to other iconic sci-fi IPs in EVERSPACE 2, we do have to be like super hyper careful not to get big corpo lawyers getting too excited to nuke us on IP infringement. Like, that is a very real thing, and it would basically destroy the game and our ability to finance it. As you know, we did kickstart EVERSPACE 1, and then we did a Kickstarter for EVERSPACE 2 to make it so much more. And if we got nuked in that sense, we'd lose all the financial backing you guys gave us. So there's very little incentive for us to even try something that devious, okay? Would it be cool? Sure, absolutely. And we might do referencing. We've done that before. We had some references in EVERSPACE 1. But as far as like going straight for the gut, nah, we can't do that. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Yeah, there it is. All right, so dropped off the peanut oil. No more hangry robot. That feels good. Let's go ahead and head on over to, hey now, these outlaw scouts. Actually, I really like this 1-2 combo. How did that not take you out? Oh my gosh, she's level 13, that's why. And also my aim sucks. There we go. New energy core hype? It's too high level. There's the one shot. Always feels good. So we're gonna head over to Prescott Starbase Authority for another mission. Whoop. There we go. Bring us in.
So who do we have here? A custom combat
This
vessel,
guy.
eyes of a hunter,
This guy.
and the smell of a Byron podhorn during spring season. You're a gun for hire, right?
Yeah, I am.
All right then, we've got some assignments on the board, but there's one job that has priority above all else. A gang of outlaws just ambushed some traveling merchants. We know where they're hiding, but I can't go in with my own team, else they'll see us coming light sex away.
All right, consider it done.
Good. You'll find them in a bunch of caves in Smuggler's Wheel. Here are the coordinates.
Excellent. So we got another little side mission for us to do, which we'll of course be tackling as I'm answering your questions. And I see a question. What happens when you press that G key? I am unsure of what instance it was where I needed to push the G key. Can you be a little more specific? Because I would love to just straight up show you. Honestly, I just need to know where. That'd be a pretty cool view from a future Space City office window. Oh, cool, look, a spaceship battle, neat. I hope they don't strafe my building. Oh, also, I saw this, pertaining to a weapon with my voice, Seneca Athena saying toodles. Oh my gosh. I feel like that would be more of like an added effect after you take out an enemy, right? Like the enemy explodes and then there's like a 2-second delay and you just hear toodles. That's so much more rich, right? But if you're just like shouting toodles constantly, it doesn't work. You gotta pace yourself. You gotta design that in accordingly. And let me tell you what, Giho has been doing some insane work on making sounds according to the game space and bringing it all together. So if you guys have been liking that, just big shout out to Giho. He does all the music, all the sound effects. The guy is a freaking wizard. So, all right, I'm excited to use this. That's gonna be wonderful. We just have to get one level higher. So let's complete our side quest and we'll probably get there, maybe? Dude, why are you dogfighting with a scout? Eric, get a striker, my heart can't take it. No, you're actually 100% correct. The play style that I've been doing, especially in this particular stream, it's a striker, it's a striker build. The thing is though, the reason I'm not using a striker is because of one very specific reason, and my body is almost hiding it. It's because of these stats right down here. These little stats. I love speed. I love speed. Give me that rich speed and handling. It's so good. And the scout's just so much more than the striker. I have to fly the scout. So I fly the scout and I have combat like a striker. I need a different ship. Maybe one's in the works that would be far more to my play style. Sloran Tetson gets it, yep.
This is where the outlaw gang is supposed to be hiding.
The man from the Port Authority mentioned some caves. Let's go and find them.
Just gonna keep that nice and simple there. All right. So now let's go do some spelunking.
Did the Prescott Port Authority send you? Yep. I'm here to clean this place out. You are welcome.
That is a great looking missile, and I would love to use it. It's not ready yet, folks. It's not ready. I would so love to use it, though.
Found one.
We'll talk more about it in the future, I promise. Ah! It's fine, we're fine. Everything's fine. Probably want to go in a little bit slower, though, next time. I missed.
Another to Stardust.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna
Good shot.
take this back.
That's what they pay me for?
We had the same job once. Unfortunately, money doesn't buy you respect. At least not the pathetic sums they used to give us.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Right here. Beautiful. Another executioner and phase plating. All right. Man, I feel like we're getting a lot better drops all of a sudden. Okay. Now let's keep going. Where are you? Oh, another cave entrance. It's even marked. Goodness.
You are working for people who have nothing but contempt
Whoop.
for you.
And you're just plain thugs.
Well then, let's end this.
Yeah.
This should be pretty fast. Feels good. One more shot. Excellent.
There are no more signatures nearby. This was the last one.
All right, let's head back to Prescott.
Excellent. And away we go. I'm actually really happy with how we've been putting together those interior spaces. They make you feel really good when you're just flying by the seat of your pants going through them. And we've also seen some pretty dang skilled pilots, my goodness, coming out of the community, doing some of your crazy runs. Really good stuff. You guys are optimizing speed considerably. And as I mentioned, I really love that ship speed. Like, I like it. It's coming together really nicely. Mystery missiles are tight. I like that comment so much. I don't know why. Mike Sindona, gotta go. Yeah, it's absolutely our pleasures for taking your question. Thank you so much for the praise, saying we're making an amazing game. Love the live streams. That's awesome. I'm glad that it's helping you out. That's entirely the point. So thank you for your support, and we'll keep on keeping on to deliver even more freaking cool stuff in Everspace 2, all right? Take care, bud. Will there be moon-like surfaces? Oh, I imagine there will be. I imagine there will be. I mean, shoot, we had a moon surface in Everspace 1, the final sector. Is that spoiler territory? Kind of is. It's fine.
Podhorn. I got report that you cleaned out the caves.
Look, it's not easy to smell nice if you're fighting for your life all day.
You know I'm just messing with you. If you can't take it, you don't have to work for us.
Don't worry, I probably won't. Thanks for the creds, and good riddance.
So Michael actually dropped something in the Twitch chat that I'm gonna read out loud. Fun fact, did you know that we had been working on the first Star Wars 3D mobile game back in the day? Yep. Too bad it has never been published due to circumstances out of our control. Lawyers pulling out their hair right now. Oh yeah, absolutely. Pretty crazy stuff. For any of you guys who don't know the super long crazy story of Rockfish games, I'll give you a quick little summary. We moved over from the mobile market after having created two little known games called Galaxy on Fire 1 and 2. And then there was some stuff that went down. And then there was some new territory in between that was experimented and explored. And then it was decided that we were moving entirely PC and console, where EVERSPACE 1 was born, and the bulk of that healthy development team from mobile just reformed as Rockfish Games. And now we're in EVERSPACE 2. Single player, yep. I love how people are all over that one. It's a hotly asked question, and you know, rightfully so. Sometimes you can't tell, and that's totally fine. But yeah, the design intentionality, entirely single player. Okay, so we completed this side quest. I think we need more side quests. Oh my gosh, we need to find some more side quests, so that's fine. But before we do that, we'll have one more look again at the ship, the Scout concept art, just because I think that you guys enjoyed it probably. And we'll just have one more look just while we're here, because this concept art, I want to give you guys like the straight knowledge drop on this type of stuff. Yes, this is a bomber, but hang on. This concept art, we can't actually take this and drop it into the Discord for you to share. Like, this is stuff that we decide, hey, we just want to give you like a little sneak peek and show you. So that's why it's available only exclusively on these streams. So I can share here, you can take screenshots, of course, I guess, whatever, but like, we can't distribute these high-res imagery. So definitely a treat for us to be able to show you. I do hope that you enjoy it. We'll just cycle through some of these again. Another one of the bomber wings, a lot of people have been giving this a lot of praise. This is actually my favorite bomber wing style. I'm looking forward to when it drops in the future. Really happy with how it's coming together. Also a big fan of that color scheme. Then we also have some more gunship wings as well. These were shown last week, and we talked about it a little bit just so that you know more of the intentionality and our design philosophy surrounding these ships. And again, please remember that there are similar silhouettes bound to each of the ship classes. So like, for example, the gunship here, especially on this back portion, you can see we've got these big engines on the wings. And that's a very consistent theme on all of the gunships, right? And this is different from the bomber, which has very large wide span, right? Very large wide span that you can see here, even with the initial one that's currently in the build. And then of course that varies. We've got this other one from the gunship as well. Again, big engines on the side, big bulky. So you know very quickly, just from looking at the silhouette, you can say, that's a gunship, like boom, bada bing. So each class has a distinct stylization to it, while also providing various in-game benefits and playstyles. So now we're getting into the Scout. This is the one we are currently flying, albeit a different color. And the main aspect of the Scout is that we have these very close wings with the endpoint verticality to it. And again, I'm a really big fan of how we are laying out this one in particular. It just feels like so much more of a militarized vessel than the standard Scout. Like, in comparison, this one looks like, hey, I'm gonna go figure out what's going on. Whereas this one's like, hey, I'm gonna go destroy our enemies in a very stealth-like capacity, right? Like, but much more of like a guerrilla fighter here that's like armed to the teeth, ready for action, as opposed to, you know, like your default sort of Scout look. That will of course grow. Then we also have this next scout wing type showing you that the body types can be elongated and the engines can be smaller and more refined as well. Bringing it all together, but also maintaining, again, that silhouette. I'm just gonna call it the H silhouette for the Scout. Same silhouette, right? That you're seeing over and over and over again. And let's go to the last one. A lot of people were saying this one's their favorite. It's really bringing home that idea of progression and customization for really getting that stylization you want to optimize for your ship in your way, right? Because at the end of the day, not only do we want to give you some really cool abilities in the game, we want you to look good doing it, right? Could you distribute the artwork as DLC for the final release? So Chiron, actually, there is a Kickstarter tier. I believe it's the Art and Sound Edition. Everyone at that tier and above is actually going to get a digital art book. So I don't know why we're clapping over that. I mean, it's exciting for sure. Now with EVERSPACE 1, what I can say, I'm just gonna ramble for you since I can't say any specific things. EVERSPACE 1 did that same thing. We had a Kickstarter tier, had a digital art book, and now you can buy the deluxe edition of EVERSPACE 1, or is it the deluxe? It's one of the versions you get the digital art book. I think it's the deluxe edition. So that's the reference point of where we stemmed from and what we are capable of. So we'll see what happens in the future with EVERSPACE 2 in regards to an art book. Will EVERSPACE 2 have a DLC? I am pretty confident at this point we will be making a DLC once we are finished with the main course of the game. So full release is still scheduled for 2022, right? That's gonna happen 100%. Once we're done with that, then we'll move into DLC territory to add more content. Because we've already been getting some really cool suggestions from you guys. And there have already been a number of situations and events, discussions internally that we've had that we're like, we really want to do this specific thing. Well, it's going to take this much time and this much energy, and we made these promises. So we're getting the promises done first, and once that's done, once full game out the door, then we're going to look at that DLC and go, hey, remember those things we talked about? Maybe we can actually put those into play. Maybe we can create some new areas, some new ships, some new enemies, some new missions, blah, 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 blah. You know the general deal for a DLC. So, but yeah, it's looking real good. It's looking real good. But let's get through our promises first. Kilted Ninja, I'm guessing that question about freelancers for the community, so I'll let the community answer that one. You guys should all help Kilted Ninja out. His question is over on Twitch. He says, if anyone's ever played Freelancer, could you comment on how you feel this compares? I'm gonna let you answer that. We did take inspiration from it, but I'm gonna let you guys talk about that. Because I will say very different things probably. All right, so we got some new stuff in our inventory. We've been talking a lot. Let's get back into the game. I need boost power. That sucks. All right. Cool. Also, let's find a side mission. I think we should go over here. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you guys can like I'm expecting every single one of you watching this segment, you're also just like, you're feeling it, right? You're at least, there's gotta be, you got some tapping of your toes or something. I cannot contain myself. Thank you, Giho, again, for your dedication to beautiful music. I give him so much praise. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go here. Oh wait, we didn't get the mission. Shoot, how do we trigger the mission? I don't even know. Let's look around here for a little bit. So we can see a docking bay in there. We have a random container. Okay. Some scrap metal and some credits. We'll take those. And now we need to figure out, oh wait, I can... For some reason I was thinking it was a shield that you can't enter. It's a hangar bay.
Mr. Needs, I'll cut you a straight deal. No questions asked.
No questions asked? Don't you ever get curious about who you're selling to?
Look, I'm an old geezer for a reason. Young fella like yourself should realize not sticking your nose into the affairs of others is what keeps you alive in the DMZ.
Not wrong.
I'm a lot older than I look.
You're
Also
either
true.
lying to me, or you've been spending a fortune on modification. I've been around long enough to judge character. I'd say the latter.
Oh, you have no idea.
So if memory serves, and maybe Grindel can actually help me out on this, because he's been cataloging the entire timeline events of the EVERSPACE story. But if memory serves, even though the character you're playing as here is only like a year-ish old. Yeah, well, he's only like a year-ish old. The clone, the original that he comes from, I believe is in his 50s or 60s. Is Grindel even here? Grindel, are you not here? I've been giving you so much praise. If you're not here, I'm taking it back. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that. I love Grindel. Oh, he is here. Nothing, I didn't say anything. No, but seriously, Grindel, thanks for the timeline of events. That does actually really help out. You're pretty awesome. So I see another question from Tyler Curry. Do you think the DLC would come with new customization options? Sure. And I want to be clear here, like you guys, you're free to ask about what would come with the DLC, but know that I can't really speak to it since that's simply not the focus we have right now. Like we are wanting to make the full game first, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys are super aware of that. This is not something where it's like we're working on the main game and the DLC in tandem. We're entirely focused on the main game right now. And specifically, we're working on Sector 3, the Zarkov system. We're working on the Vanguard right now. We're working on the crafting system. We're working on... Hans Christian, are you there? Have you been working on itemization? I can't remember now. That's a follow-up conversation I need to have with him. We're working on some key elements for the July update, right? So that we can bring that to fruition. So we have to keep very focused mindset on what's working on next. Since our team, it's not like we were operating out of like 500 different, developers all syncing together with upper management with whips, like nothing crazy like that. We're very much like a friendly, small, independent team that just has a lot of experience, right? And so we have to like fine tune and focus in on where we're picking and choosing our battles. So just please keep that in mind. DLC, yes, it's very likely going to happen, but it's just not a focus right now of making it happen. You're saying Adam is that old? No way. Now remember, this is the future and age is much higher. Like the lifespan of a human in our universe, I think is now like 150-ish? I can't remember what we have lore pertaining to that. I need to know. Did I say whips? Oh my gosh. I made that sound terrible. I apologize. Can I redact that statement? I mean to say like, the corporate workforce, right? We're not like that. Jahoon Cross. I'm glad that you were able to make it today. Okay, cool. I think we're all caught up on questions. I hope I didn't miss. Are unique skins? Oh, I missed this one. Noon Smith. I'm so sorry I missed yours. That almost got away from me. Are unique skins for the ships possible? They are possible. So here we have these 4 sections for styles, custom 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then here you see original, and then there's gaps, right? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, let's change our look. Let's go with our blood red look. I like it. All right, I think this is the Bloodstar. The Bloodstar variation that we've been using. Okay, cool. Trying to buy all the devices for the stream, so we're gonna take that. We take those. Otherwise, let's just sell some stuff that we're not using. We're gonna hang on to this. I think I'm gonna get rid of the flak. Oh, it's good flak though. We'll hang on to it just a little longer. Maybe we can make it a little bit better. Maybe what we can do. Oh shoot, I didn't test this off stream. I don't want this to crash the game. Hang on a second, hang on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save the game. We're gonna create a new save and we're gonna call it Yay Happy Fun Times. Beautiful. Then we're gonna resume and we're gonna try and modify this because modification is also something that's very much possible in the game. Currently there's 3 options. They're not very exciting options. We know. We're not done. So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and upgrade the level. Cool. So now we have a level 12 flak. Doing a little bit more damage on all fields. I like that. That feels good. So we're gonna go ahead and use that a little bit longer. All right. Now let's go ahead and get out of the Ares relay station. And find a side quest. Where's the side quest that triggers for the Ares relay station? Why am I blanking on this? Oh, there's too many side quests in our game already. There's only 2 systems. Oh gosh, when we start getting everywhere, it's gonna be absurd. My brain's not big enough for this. Okay. Noah Damaris. Oh my gosh, we need to go to Noah Damaris Starport. How have we not gone over here? Oh goodness gravy. Kilton Ninja, so does this have float about, buy, sell, trade, float about, do missions, kill bad guys, and earn credits? Oh yeah, like right now I could actually break away from the concession because I saw a distress call. I could go over here, I could do this. We'll just go do that right now. I could go back to Prescott Starbase and take specific jobs that would build my reputation up with certain sub-factions. Also something to keep in mind though, while there are a faction-based system in place, let me just talk about this just for a second. Reputation says 3 out of 18. The way that we're building this out is we're not going like super crazy here. Let's just talk about the expectations that you might have for this and just iron that out really quick, okay? This is not something where it's like you do certain jobs, the reputation goes up, then like you betray them, your reputation goes down, then like things get really crazy with them, then you can like go to a unique space that's GMB only and dock at specific GMB places to do GMB things and blah, blah, blah. Like it's not like so heavy-handed to have like this incredibly expansive, detailed faction system. A lot of this is going to be very straightforward in if you do jobs, your reputation goes up, and these rewards are going to give you, in some cases, unique modifiers and perks that you wouldn't get unless you did form a strong reputation with these various factions. So if you're looking at this page and you're going, oh, so I can join like any outlaw faction, like the Bloodstar is gonna be in here and I can join up with them. Well, maybe, probably not though. Like it's not like you're getting to choose your own adventure. There is a very specific adventure, but along that pathway, you have multiple options, okay? So hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit more sense of how this reputation system, how the factions are going to operate and work. And there's still going to be a lot that you get out of this, but I would say it's an error to compare our reputation system with that of the reputation system of Freelancer, okay? So very different means to an end on these fronts. Cool? Cool. So let's go destroy some outlaws. Take out his shields first. Oh, I want that one shot. It feels so good when you can get it. Also, I need to better my aim. We did improve the AI of the ships a little bit further, I believe. So some of that's not my fault. It's basically what I just said. It's not that I'm bad, we just made the game harder. Wow. It's a dumb thing to say. Oh man, he still had a little bit of shield left. Completely negated my shot. You see that? There we go. All right.
We're safe, thanks a million.
Oh, I believe we also gave, yeah, we gave these ships protection from fire. We literally gave the GMB in these instances plot armor, so that way you can't destroy the outlaw. The GMB's like, thanks for saving us. They give you credits, and then you blow them up and take all of their loot. It didn't feel right, both from an immersion standpoint, but also from a gameplay standpoint. There's something that really doesn't mesh there, so that's why we have included that plot armor. Somebody out there's crying, tough. I'm sorry, but that's just not how we have intended the gameplay to work, so that has been adjusted. All right, so yeah, you can dip into these little events, accomplish them, take on various jobs that will give you even more unique events and stuff. That was a long little segment, wasn't it? Just to answer one question. There you go. I still say a character in the game needs to use goodness gravy as an expletive. That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Can you pilot first person? Absolutely. Actually, I really like this cockpit. I really like this works. We're still tweaking cockpits, by the way. So like if you see these lines here that's going through the literal cockpit, will be adjusted. Will be adjusted. We're not done. The cockpit customization hasn't even been implemented yet, okay? Has not even, we still use the freaking Sentinel graphic inside of all the cockpits. We're not done. There's a lot more coming to cockpits. All right.
I have received a job offer from the local communications office.
Is it just this one? Okay, yeah, so this is the Mokar side quest. Okay. Let's see if we can find a different ship.
At the docking point of the Damaris Port Authority.
We need an alliterative name for the bomber. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, I have a Scarlet Scout build. This is not it. This is not the Scarlet Scout build. This is the Bloodstar. This is the Bloodstar build. But yeah, so what was it? Oh my gosh, guys, you're gonna make me go crazy. The Iridescent Interceptor, the Scarlet Scout. I had the Golden Gunship, the Burgundy Bomber. I love it. Spoot Knight. Make it happen. I like Burgundy Bomber. That's really good. But yeah, we need to have like a specific colorization, and I'll do them. I'll just make them for you guys. I love it. Okay, so ship dealer. Let's look at some ships, and hopefully we don't have anything that's not supposed to be shown because I didn't test this. Guys, if you have to close your eyes, if I show you something that I wasn't supposed to, just close your eyes really quick, okay? Can you promise me that? So Michael is not listening right now. I asked him to turn his eyes off and his ears off. If I accidentally show something, just ignore what you see, okay? Okay, perfect, excellent. I'm glad you all accept. So I'm not showing anything I'm not supposed to. Perfect. Okay, so Striker. Oh, Bomber. I do like me some Bomber action. That could be fun. Sentinel. Okay, all right. Gunship. Oh man, we got like one of each. And the. Oh my gosh. Interceptor, Striker, Bomber, Sentinel, Gunship, and Scout. We got one of each in the current build. Wow. I'm impressed. I really like this Interceptor look. And you might even notice like these wings, there's some parallel between this and let me just pull this up real quick. I know you're all thinking about it. Let me find it. I know you're all thinking about it because we showed it. It has some similarities to this Scout wing, right? We've got these gaps in it, right? Now, obviously the wings are very different. They're very different. But we are taking some components and making a similar adjustment so that you have those stylistic feel of cohesiveness throughout the game space that is intentionally designed as such. We like how it comes together. but it also still has those very distinct looks, so you know that this is the interceptor and that other one would be on a scout. I need to see what people are saying, because they're probably being like, pick this ship! Michael's over there freaking out. It's fine, Michael. Everything worked out all right. Water is delicious. I miss it already. All right. The nice striker. Yeah, I'm a big fan of how the striker designs came out. Pretty big fan. My favorite set of wings are the ones where it almost had like engines in the front of its body, right? That's probably my favorite striker design. Oh yeah, Chemical Bro in the stream. Nice little shout out to you and your awesome photography. Holy cow, dude. I need more. Put those shots in the Discord. In fact, Chemical Bro, I think we used one of your shots in the current open world promotion on Steam. What? Yeah, that's right. A shot that you took. A community shot. We're sharing that love with you guys. If you rock those great shots, we're gonna give you praise and love all day. Heck yeah. Striker's your go-to ship. Yeah, it's a really great ship. Can we even exchange? We can exchange. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna cycle for the Striker. We're taking it on. Game, don't crash. Don't you dare crash. I will uninstall. Okay, perfect. Flawless. Also, let's see. We got some more perk stuff to add. Perfect. Delightful. Any more? Some more dark matter. Oh, yes, just enough. We're gonna hang on to our credits. We don't want to give those to Alec. He's, you know... we don't know where those credits are going. Know what I'm saying? All right. And we should just sell this. Perfect. Sticky turrets. You know, we're gonna use some sticky turrets. Sell these. And now we can have 3 different weapons, which is gonna be really nice. So let's see. Another cool thing about the ship colorations, the ship that you purchase applies the same ship colors that you chose from the last one to it. Now, again, these are not the same, like if I were to change this custom 4 slot, it's not gonna change that 4th customization for all of the ships that I own. These custom colors are specific to the ship. It's just copying what was on your last ship over to this one. But we can change these, and then if we were to like go back to our scout, I know we sold it, but if we were to have put our scout into storage and we were to change the custom color of our striker, then the scout's custom color would still be the same. I really like this one. This one was, we designed this color for Hazzy, didn't we? Oh my gosh. And this is that same sort of yellow golden sort of thing we did on the scout. But we're gonna go with Bloodstar Red. I like the Bloodstar look on this. Feels good, looks nice. All right, so now let's get to it. Oh yeah, I like this. And of course, with this, we have a new cockpit as well. The cockpits do, in fact, look different based on what ship you are flying. Our music just decided to die. That's unfortunate. But we're gonna go ahead and take this side quest. Now, we've done this side quest a couple of times on the stream, so I'm just doing this to lock it in. I'm gonna skip the dialogue if you guys are okay with that. So if you haven't seen this dialogue, you could pull it up from a previous stream or just go play the mission, because it is an active mission. I'm trying to find other side quests that we might have enough time to do in 12 minutes. So let's go do that. There's actually a number of side quests that I haven't even gone to yet. Oh yeah. I mean, there's more side quests here that we haven't done. Oh my gosh. They're everywhere. Too many side quests. There's only 2 systems. You never have too many side quests. Let's be honest. Oh my gosh. I really like the, oh, look at the wings on this bad boy. Oh, I like this cockpit positioning. When you can look out and like see certain components of the ship, I love that. Oh, feels good. Like, those are my wings. Those are my boys. I get a kick at whatever. Some of you are like, is this guy for real? Like, he's kind of, woo. Look, okay. All right, let's do some looting and shooting. Oh yeah, the flow of this is a bit better than the Scout was. Oh my gosh, that close range damage boost.
Getting better at this every time.
If we could increase our expertise, so each ship, let's talk about this for a second. If we could increase our expertise, wait, boost speed. I've been debated. I thought the Striker's expertise was something else. My silliness. Oh, here's the special is what I'm thinking of. The special. Close combat, plus 5% increased damage for each enemy within 500 meters up to 30%. So we can use that to our advantage when we get into the fray. I was thinking the wrong thing, guys. I tell you what, there's a lot of things coming to the game, okay? Some of it can be actually confusing because there's so much. My apologies. I meant to be that clarification for you. Woo! But yeah, the special is that close combat. Very good. So we want to try and get up in the grill of our opponents. Oh, this is great. All of these drones are going to increase our damage when we just get up nice and close to all of them. Look at that. Close combat goes up to 7. We can just shred this armor plating off of it, even though those drones are giving it the armor plating. We just like, screw the drones. I don't care about the drones. I'm maximizing my damage right now. Get wrecked. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, now we've done a bit of that. We need to head to this comm relay. We'll answer a couple more questions here. We got about 8 minutes left in the stream, and I want to make sure that I'm getting those questions out there, while also providing some entertainment, of course, with gameplay. Be really lame if the entire stream was just me looking at a page like this being like, and this is why we did this particular direction with this character. Like, I know some of you care about that, but it's got to be a combination. All right, cool. Delivery notice, dismissed. Pause that just for a second. I want to answer some more questions because I know you've got some of them. An answer to your question about whether you could implement an animated perspective shift between camera modes. So you mean like
then change the address.
Those were a lot of
like this?
There is a high chance that the delivery drone,
like going from the ship to a look around and then it brings it back, like that animated shift? Is that what you're talking about? And you're looking at the shift between these? Is that your question? Because if that's your question, I mean, honestly don't know if that's in the plan or not. I would have to ask. But yeah, I mean, like, considering the fact that we did this to make things a little bit more smooth, I think that's a valid question. I legitimately don't know if that's in the works or not. That's a very particular question. I don't know if the appropriate team member on that would be in the chat. Pretty sure that he's resting. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty quick. And if that's what you're talking about, I mean, we do have the means to do it. because quite literally, I mean, you could go from the ship into the cockpit like this, like it's all there, like it's literally there. So I think the big issue would be like seeing through the ship, right? Like this. We would honestly like to avoid showing something like this in the game. I'm talking about this specifically and showing it to you as an example because I don't think this is very attractive to look at. It's like, oh, you're gonna shift from into the ship and you're like, oh, that kind of, I don't know. So we'd have to take great care in that. It's possible. I don't think that's on the priority list at all. So we'll just have to see, and I'll poke my comrades about it and see if that's something that might be in the works. I honestly don't know. And then I'll post a response in the Discord. So if you're not in the Discord, Chiron, head on over there and I will immediately respond to you once I find out, which will probably be on Monday. But I will let you know. The game looks unfinished. No, wait, hey, knock that off. Ironically, the game is very unfinished. So if you like even remotely what you're seeing here, oh boy, it's the tea. I do like tea. I drink a lot of tea. We know exactly where Alex spends his credits. He won't stop telling us. I know, right? All the time. Need to buy the game. I still play the first one for a few hours now and then. Yeah, no, I think the roguelike nature of Everspace 1 is something to just go back to every now and then. I completely agree with that. And yeah, I mean, if you are digging the stream and you're digging what we have to say about our vision and all that type of stuff, I encourage you to support us. It goes a long way whenever you do pick up the game during early access. And right now it's 10% off. It's not very common for us to have our early access products go on sale, but right now it actually is. Let's see. Any hope color customization will have a brightness slider added? Finns, actually, I love that question. This is something we have talked about internally, and it's a very fickle discussion. It can get out of hand so fast. I know it sounds like it should be really easy to just drop in like a slider and be like, oh yeah, you can adjust the brightness. What I will say though, because it's been requested a number of times out there and saying, well, there's not this color, or there's not this effect, or there's not this other thing. There are more colors. I can absolutely guarantee you there are more colors coming. We are not done. There's going to be more customization options pertaining to how that's going to be applied to your ship. So, yeah, maybe you'll be far more satisfied than you think from the selections that we're choosing than you thought. I hope, because a brightness slider would actually be more trouble. Unfortunately. Okay, so we need to find a delivery drone that's in the area. Oh my gosh, where's the delivery drone? Guys, I haven't done this mission in a while. Where's the delivery drone? Oh gosh. Isn't there like a destructible on the station somewhere, or... Shoot, no, it's over here. It's gotta be over here. I'm trying to remember, gosh dang. My brain is full of all our development things. I can't remember how to do the missions, okay? Ooh, a Union signal decoder, nice. All right, here we are. Cargo drone, perfect. Coil gun, I'll take that. Beautiful. Another side quest out of the way. So we got about 2 minutes left. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna save it right here. We're gonna save our stream save. This is exactly where we'll pick up as we're flying, okay? Actually, I think when you load it, it stops all movement, but I digress. Either way, that's where we're gonna save it out today. And just because I can, we're gonna pop up the concept art yet again, because I love showing this stuff off. I love giving you guys the opportunity to look at this stuff. And we're just gonna cruise through maybe just a couple more questions with my time here with you all. Let's see. Will shipwrecks have stories like in Everspace 1? There will be stories that that come out of EVERSPACE 2, some of which that promote entire side quest chains, others that are just flavor. So yeah, you'll definitely see those in EVERSPACE 2 for sure. You were laughing because you thought of a scenario like that? Okay, yeah, Spoon Knight. Excellent. Excellent. I'm happy to pay full price, EVERSPACE 1, what was worth it, and have full faith in it. Well, yeah, I mean, that's really appreciated. Thank you very much. And also being very open about that. That's really cool. I mean, the more support we get, the more stuff we can do, that's for sure. Yeah, Finns, no worries. But rest assured, Finns, just know that we do have a lot more customization coming. A lot more. The font and concept art pics, very nice. What font is it? Oh, shoot. Shuzen's been working with that font too. Wait, this one? Or maybe it's not this one. I'm actually... Is that in our brand guidelines? Shoot, I honestly don't know. I'd have to do some research. Maybe I could find it for you. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe Michael knows off the top of his head because he knows crazy stuff like that. Will there be in-game import system for EVERSPACE? No, so EVERSPACE 1 save and EVERSPACE 2 save, at this time, we're thinking that they're gonna be completely different. I will say though that Jehun Cross, at one point we were thinking, oh, well maybe we should give people some benefit in game if they've played EVERSPACE 1. Like you load up EVERSPACE 2 and it's like, hey, congratulations, because you completed EVERSPACE 1, you get this nifty little thing. And it sparked some controversy when we got into that discussion. So I can't say that we are going to do that. I can't say that we won't either, I guess, but that's some really sticky territory, unfortunately. But rest assured, if you are playing through the events of EVERSPACE 1, you're getting the knowledge of the story, and you're also getting much more skillful with all of the main foundational rule sets in place. So you're going to inherently be at an advantage jumping into EVERSPACE 2 after EVERSPACE 1. Cryo, notice what I said. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. More praise from you guys saying full EVERSPACE 2 is worth more than the current price. Man, you guys really do appreciate you guys and your praise over our product. That really does mean a lot to the team. We've been crazy hard at work on this bad boy, and we still have another year to go. And man, there's so much that we can do in that. I'm looking forward to it. I know that you guys are too. You're clearly showing it. So thank you. From everybody at Rockfish to all of you vibrant and powerful members of our community. If I were to suggest such a thing in the Discord, what channel would I use, Chiron? Just go to general chat. It's all good. I'll follow up. No worries. You could ask the question in the Ask Dev Questions channel, and then I could guarantee follow up from there. Did you consider to make the small space debris collide and deflect from the ships and shields and armor? Yeah, at one point, Janoxer, I believe so. We didn't, but what we found out is that having small pieces bouncing around can be hard to see. So it can feel like at some points, you're getting gypped, right? It's like suddenly your shields are just gone and your armor's halfway out and you're like, what hit me? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, there's this tiny little piece of debris that hit you. So that's actually why a lot of the movables are very large chunks of debris so that you can visibly see them and go, oh, I freaking hit the side of this freaking piece of freaking debris, freak. Blah. So yeah, there's intentionality behind that design. Let's see, just a couple more. I'm going over time, but I don't care, whatever. I love you guys. Roadmaps being posted, that's good. Nightbot, that's good. I need some desktop backgrounds out of the concept art. Is that snaggable on Discord? Oh my gosh, yes! Freaking desktop generator. In regards to users posting their screenshots. However, the concept art that I'm currently showing on the screen, this stuff is exclusive to the stream itself. We actually can't distribute the high quality imagery of this just yet because of PR reasons. If we ever do get to a point where we can share those, Michael will probably make an announcement and then I'll relay it onto the team and we'll put it in like our press release, something like that. Michael also responded to what font is in EVERSPACE 2, but doesn't know the font that's in use here. Our designer Tobias used for our concept art. It does have a similar-ish look though. If not, is the same. It just looks like it's a light version of it, but I digress. I love these wings so much. Oh my gosh, I love these wings. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting just a couple last minute ones. My wife hasn't started screaming at me, so that's good. Oh my gosh. Is there anywhere with a timeline for potential game completion? So yes, on the Discord, there's also a timeline that gets dropped by Nightbot in the stream that talks about what's coming up. Currently, let me just, I can't actually do that. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me find the, in-game. I'm just gonna go straight to Discord from our, frequently asked questions. Here we go. Summer update, which is in July. New system, Zarkov, Vanguard Light Fighter, new enemy types, new creatures, natural phenomena, new main side missions, new activities, mini missions, challenges, new companion, and increased player level cap. That's just for the summer update. There's also information regarding the fall update, which is in October-ish. Then there's also the general upcoming content features listed out there. Again, that's all in Discord. You can check that out. Also click that link from Nightbot. So that works there as well. Yeah, there's lots and lots of that. So yeah, let's get back to this concept art, shall we? I've got 2 more to look at as I'm answering a couple more over time. Let's see. Let's see. Am I missing any other questions? I think we got you guys covered. If I did miss any other questions, definitely head on over to the Discord. We're gonna do this right now. Head on over to the Discord, discord.gg/rockfishgames. There's a place where you can ask dev questions, and feel free to drop in your questions there. But even before that, maybe check out the frequently asked questions of EVERSPACE 2 to see if maybe it was already answered, so we don't need to clog up that channel. But either way, we are happy to make sure you understand what our vision is, what direction we're going in, and bringing it all together through this development process of EVERSPACE 2. We are so thankful that you're along for the ride. It makes us so happy, so appreciative to be able to do what we know is looking to be what you want. Oh my gosh. It's a great time together. So yeah, definitely join us in all the social areas to keep rocking that. Oh, I see another question. Oh, hang on. Being an entirely different game concept, I'm not sure how the team would tackle that. What would you carry over? Wait. Oh, are you talking about the save file? Oh yeah, yeah. It would be something else. It'd be kind of like a bonus for completion sort of thing. But that's neither here nor there because it's very likely not happening. Can we have an ad panel in Prescott that shows current fan art and user screenshots in game? Excelsior, oh my gosh, dude, that's amazing. I know that we have a lot of ad panels and there have been some discussions of how we're gonna fill that stuff in. We do want some consistency for world building's sake. So you're gonna see, like various corporations flashing their ads and saying, hey, buy our products and do these things and this is where we're located. So you're gonna see a lot of that, but I'm sure that we'll have some fun with it too. So a nice little suggestion, I do enjoy that. Let's see, what about market trade mining changes? They still not here? Not yet, Valigar, not yet. Not yet, that still is in the works. But we'll get there, I'm sure of it. Okay. Excuse me as I cough. Guys, you have been awesome today. Thank you so much for all of the questions and joining me on my wild ride through all of these mini little missions while we're showing off this beautiful new concept art. Oh! And I have been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for all things EVERSPACE 2, all things Rockfish games related. Don't stop being awesome. We'll catch you next week and maybe we'll have some new stuff to show. All right, toodles! I do have some new stuff that I could probably sneak you if nobody else was looking. I'm just gonna push this button right here.
Violation of protocol detected.
Okay, I didn't push any button, I promise. Everything's fine, okay? Hive, you saw nothing, right?
I am eternally damned.